Hello, Namaskar. Welcome to Riyaaz with RiyaazPal Fun Friday session. This is going to be really different Fun Friday because there are so many things that I have in mind. Normally, what happens is I pretty much know YouTube live session what I'm going to cover. Today is one of those days where there are so many topics in my head. I'm just going to broach through and touch on many things. There are so many things here that we can later go into many more details depending on your feedback. So please, keep on sending the feedback in the YouTube channel. You can write comments. I will be able to see them later and I can react. It's going to be a discussion. बहुत सारी theory होगी, but it's not going to be boring. So first and foremost, right, as you can see in this base notation, Indian and Western, people get confused a bit. So let me explain something very very simple here. Indian में जो हम कहते हैं काली चार, which is this, and then after that is सफेद छः, after that is काली पाँच, etc. So most of the females sing here, most of the males will sing somewhere between सफेद एक and Kali do. So all these things exactly same. Western it's called like this. For example, your Kali char is G sharp. Safed Che is going to be your A. A sharp is going to be Kali Panch and so on and so forth. So what is this sharp and sharp business? So sharp means Ucha Swar. Flat on the other hand means the one which is below. So if somebody tells you your sur is a little flat today, that means you are singing lower than what should I be. Or somebody might say, hey, it's a bit sharper, that means you have to bring it down. So that is the sharp and flat. That reminds me of a bad PJ. I teach harmonium and there are lots and lots of kids learn from me, and as a result I am always supplied with those kid jokes all the time. So one of the things that one kid asked me is, why do singers sing in C sharp as opposed to A sharp? And that's a PJ. So the real answer is because C sharp is better than B flat. So it's a PJ and it's a good PJ. Anyway, coming back to the point, this is how the Western and Indian scale, the nomenclature works. The standard tuning that you'll always hear is A4 equals 440. That's how things are tuned everywhere. In the Western world as well as these days, Indian pianos or harmoniums, everything is A4 equals 440 hertz. Another term that you might hear all the time is cents. So what is a cent? So let me try and explain that using one slide deck that I had created a while back. So let me pull that in and share that with you. One sec. There it is. So here is the deck, and as you can see, these are the technical terms that we use here. So let's go through those technical terms. Simply, hertz is how the frequency is measured, cycles per second. Everybody should know that. Fundamental frequency is nothing but your sa. What happens is fundamental frequency is not never just a frequency by itself, but it has bunch of components that are twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times the fundamental frequency. Yani ki A4 equals 440 will also have 440 into 2, 440 into 3, 440 into 4, those components. So they are all kind of mixed together to create the sound. Sound कैसा होता है? So if you mix all of them, then you get a composite sound which is a waveform that you like, that is something that you like to listen to. Just pura simple sine wave is really bad, and I'm going to play it later in this program just for the heck of it. Octave, we all know. Sa to sa is octave, and the cent is nothing but an octave is divided into 1200 equal parts. Those are called cents. And then what happens is in Western tuning, which is same as karaoke tuning, each note, the difference between each note is 100 cents. So from sa, if you go 100 cents, you go to komal re. You go 100 more cents, you go to shuddha re. So cents is easier to deal with, compared to frequency, compared to the ratios. So that is a cent. And what happens is, if you are out of tune, then you are the note that you need to be on and note that you are on right now will create what is known as beats. And then I'm going to demonstrate the beat in a second. Before we do that, very quickly, the two terms that we talk about: karaoke tuning and classical tuning. Classical tuning is also known as Gandhar tuning. It's also called just intonation in Western. And karaoke tuning is also known as equitempered. So equitempered is pretty much prevalent everywhere in the light music. Bollywood industries, everywhere it's equitempered. If you go into classical realm, it's Gandhar tune or just in tone. The difference is slight but extremely perceptible, very, very perceptible. One of these days I have some programs using which I can demo these things to you, but it depends on whether, if this whole discussion is way too theoretical or completely uninteresting, just tell me, we won't go into this. But if you find this to be interesting, then we can take a few things and go slightly deeper. All right, now the another thing which I want to do is I want to show how the beats are. So to do that, we are going to use this program called Audacity. Free program hai. What I'm going to do is I'm going to generate two waves, sine waves. So you'll also get to know how sine wave sounds. So I'm just going to do a sine wave of 440, which is A4. Let me generate that and let me play it for you. As you can see, a piano A4 or a harmonium A4 or a violin A4 or your singing A4 is way better than this, because it has a whole bunch of other components in it. This is bad, okay, but that's okay. It serves our purpose. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to add another track. Let's add a new track. And in this track, I'm going to generate 441. So sine wave, but I'm going to generate a 441 sine wave. Now let's play them solo one at a time. Okay. You will probably tell me that there is no difference, but now, as you could see, the difference is 1 hertz. So if I play them together, you are going to hear a beat of 1 second. Beat yani ki the sound will go up and down, so it will be wavy. It will not be, this is not wavy, this is pretty straightforward, right? If I do it now, steady sound, steady sound. Now I'm going to play it together and then you will see the fun. So clearly these two are not in tune. They are off by 1 hertz and you can see that waviness in the sound. Now just for the heck of it, if I generate another one, no, I need to add a new track. Let's do that. Add a mono track, and in this track I will generate Instead of 441, I'm going to do a 440.0 0.5. So that beat will be a little elongated, and let's see if that is really true or false. Again, let's play solo. You will say no difference. Let's play it all together. Okay, I hope this was, at least part of this was interesting. When I started the live session, I didn't know where it was going to go, but sometimes it's fun to have, no agenda and just talk about things. As you know, sometimes the trips that are unplanned are the best ones, or the dinner that has no planned menu turns out to be the best one. I don't know how this went. Please tell me. The reason beats are so important is that the Surilapan, when you sing exactly same note as being played on the tambura, then there are no beats at all. You become beatless, and that's the anubhuti. That's where you want to go to when you sing, and that's where you'll realize that beatless has happened, and I'm perfectly in tune. That's all I have for today. Again, I'm not very sure if it was all interesting at all, but please let me know. I'll see you.